pursuit, like Timothy, for our task. You see what we're doing here? We link Timothy with the task. We link Samuel S with the service. Now we have Timothy. He was trained. He was taught. He was led. He was guided to become a star. How was that done? Look at this Timothy. Well, just in that place before Paul, the apostle, met him. And Paul, the apostle, said, there is a star locked up inside this young man, and I'm going to bring that star out. And I come to tell you today, there's a star locked up in you. And the power of the Lord and everything done at Calvary will unlock and release that star out of your heart. What principle, what passion, what was done to make this Timothy a star in his task? His name begins with T, truth and truthfulness. Truth and truthfulness. Paul the apostle, that he associated with, had nothing but the truth. Sweet truth, bitter truth, gospel truth, and a kind of truth that makes a man to know, where I am not sufficient. I'm not there yet. And the gospel says, for God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him will not perish but have, tell me. You say that the gospel, listen, God so loved the world that he gave only his only begotten as Son, that whosoever believeth in him will not be of the gospel, not perish, but have everlasting life. God used Paul the apostle to show Timothy that the gospel I have, the gospel truth, will transform your life. You will never be the same again. What came to his life? Truth and truthfulness. In Timothy, integrity and industriousness. Integrity. As Timothy was being taught, so he can be lifted up to become a star. He was told, nobody becomes a star without integrity and without industriousness. Industriousness makes you work hard. You walk your fingers to the bone, and you don't say, I'm giving up, I'm getting tired. Stars never give up. Modesty and mastery. You see in life, anything you are doing, you want to become an expert, you want to become a star. How did Timothy become a star? In his field, in his calling, by having modesty, no pride. Thank God I get to a higher point than I was yesterday, only by grace. Modesty, mastery, everything he had to do. If you're an athlete, you get mastery over the use of your limbs, and the use of your hands, and the use and control of your breath as you're aiming at the victory, at the stardom. You have modesty and you have mastery. I put my body under. Show me a man, show me a woman that cannot put a control over his body, over his mouth, over his mind, over his eyes, what he sees. That one will never be. That is the people that have modesty and mastery. Obedience and orderliness. Obedience and orderliness. He remembers, here is what my mentor, my apostle, here is the thing he has taught me. And whether Paul was there or not, he was obedient to that word. He was also orderly. You know, in life, let's start from your table, your desk, orderliness. Because if there is disorderliness there, there's something there, there's a book there, there's a file there, there's a sheet of paper there you're looking for, and it's there, but you can't find because of disorderliness. There's something in the house you need. I need that urgently now, but I cannot find it. Why? Disorderly. There's something in your life you're looking for, and there is an attitude. There is a kind of characteristic you're looking for now, but the life is so jumbled together. There's no orderliness. You're not able to find until the time of opportunity passes by. And now the next year there is thoroughness and thoughtfulness. You see, in our lives, if you're always thorough, anything you're doing, you don't hurry up and pack and go. You do it to finish. You do it to the conclusion, to the logical conclusion, and you are thorough and you are thoughtful. There are many ways I can take. If I take this way, will it lead me there? I have to be thoughtful. There are many things I can do. If I do this, will it lead me there? Thoughtfulness. And there are, companies and group of people I can join to get this done. If I join group A, what's the advantage? If I join group B, what's the advantage? If I join group C, what's the advantage? If I join people of the same tribe, so we can be speaking the vernacular, my language, how does he get me to where I am going? There must be thoughtfulness. You see that Timothy, how he came to stardom, honesty and heavenly mindedness. His goal, final goal, the peak of the goal, the final peak, is to get to heaven. And so anything he was doing, whether eat or drink or do any other thing, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, and evening, he has this. Heaven is my goal, heavenly mindedness, and then honesty. Honesty to himself. If I do that, am I deceiving myself? If I cut corners, am I deceiving my supervisor, supervising my project? If I do plagiarism, that is what other people have done, and I copy that and I put my label on that, do I really have the intelligence and the insight that I'm showing the person supervising my project that I have? No. You have honesty and you have heavenly mindedness. Why? Yieldedness without the unequal yoke. Yieldedness without the unequal yoke. We're aiming for stardom, and we're aiming for the stars, and we yield. Sometimes there are things you don't like, but without unequal yoke, you yield and submit to that, because those people around you, That, I don't like that. I don't like this. But you know, the driver that will drive you to the goal that makes you a star. And so you may not like some idiosyncrasies that he does, but it's at the wheel. Yield without unequal yoke. There may be people in a class with you, and this is their way. And you say, they are not Christians, they are not born again, they are not saved, they are not sanctified. I agree with you, but if there's the timetable that they make, and they didn't consider you in the timetable, because you like to do this and do this and do that. They didn't consider that in the timetable. And the whole class has decided this is what to do at this time. I yield without the unequal yoke. I don't do what they do. I don't drink what they drink. I don't smoke what they smoke. But there are times the regulation and the law and the constitution in your country says this is the way to go. I yield without submitting to the unequal yoke. Timothy then understood this, and he had an earnest pursuit. He was pursuing. He said, what I pursue, I am going to have. You will possess. How can a person possess if he doesn't pursue anything? He does not possess because he's not pursuing. But the man who says, I pursue the truth. I pursue integrity. I pursue the right move. I pursue obedience. I pursue thoroughness in everything I do. I pursue honesty and holiness, and I pursue yieldedness. I will see you on the top. Look at number